Hey guys, it's Em, and I've recorded this an insane amount of times, you have no idea. Anyways, I'm a big Trepang fan. I'm a little bit of a Trepanger. I have way too many hours in the game. I have all the gold skins, I have all the rage skins, and I'm saying all this because I don't want someone to go, you probably only play the game on easy, you don't know anything. I have to say these things, you know. Anyways, let's just jump into it, okay? First is the bolt launcher. The bolt launcher is kind of the grenade launcher, but worse, but I think the grenade launcher is one of the best weapons in the game anyway. The good thing about the bolt launcher is the fact that if you shoot a Juggernaut with all 3 shots, he's just dying. I think that's pretty handy to have. Other than that, you can still blow up sections of enemies super easily. If you know the time you can pop the shots down the second the enemies spawn in survival, and you can just erase them. Other than that, you can spread out your 3 shots and erase a good clump of the enemies. They have a little bit of time to run, but usually you'll be able to get at least a few of them. The only reason that this thing isn't one of the better guns in the game is, like I said, the grenade launcher exists. Let's just put the grenade launcher up here. We all know it's going up here, right? It can be dual weld. It can shoot pretty fast. It kills normal enemies in 1 hit. They don't have a chance to run, unlike this thing right here. It's really just the best gun in the game. I really don't know what else I'm supposed to say about it. The penetrator, oh, that's not what it's called. That's the useless mod it gets that we're not even really going to talk about, because that mod would probably be in like fucking C or D. But the bolt launcher, I would say, is better against juggernauts and high health targets. The grenade launcher is better against everything else, but you fight a lot of everything else in the game, so it's usually just more applicable. The DMR is an A tier weapon. There's a few heavy hitting weapons that can kill in like 1 or 2 shots for most enemies. The DMR is one of them. The DMR can also 2-shot headshot juggernauts. It's just a good old reliable weapon. The only problem I can really say it has is the fact that you have to unlock the mod to pull the scope off. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. That's really the only issue I have with it. Machine gun is kind of in the generic assault weapon category, in my opinion. It's fine. That's really all I have to say about it. The recoil is pretty good. Kind of it. That's really kind of it. I really don't know what else to say about it. It also has the taser, and the taser is a really weird weapon mod because it knocks down everyone in 1 hit. It can set people on fire. I have no idea how you make it do that. It's happened before, but I was just kind of staring at the screen and I was like, what? Anyway, the taser mod is really helpful because it can knock down everyone in 1 shot, and then you can grab them and throw them as a grenade, obviously. But problem with that is there's another gun in A tier where I can just go boop boop and that's it, and they're dead. The taser is like a 2-step equation. I have to tase everybody so they don't move, and then throw the guy, and then blow them all up. That's a lot of steps. So yeah, other than that, like I said, generic assault weapon. The minigun just doesn't really compete with a lot of the other weapons, in my opinion. It's either C or D. It might be D. I'm not gonna fake. The good thing about the minigun is it has a lot of like shredding power. Like you can just destroy enemies if they're right in front of you and they can't blast you in time. The problem is the wind-up speed. The wind-up speed just does not fit this game. If you could be running and wind it up, then maybe sure. But other than that, if you have full focus, you're behind a group of enemies, and you can just go, then it's really good. But other than that specific circumstance, this is not a super helpful weapon. The survival cost on it is crazy. It costs 8,000. It costs as much as 2 grenade launchers. And since the grenade launcher is an S, I'm sure you can see why that would be a problem. So yeah, it's like, it has uses, but I think they're niche, and they're significantly more niche than every other weapon in this game. So yeah. The pistol is a weapon that I kind of warmed up to a little bit because I got auto in the compensator, and it can kind of erase enemies if they're in front of you and you just go bleh. But to be honest, this is the gun you use because you're trying to get another gun. Once you pick up anything else, you're not gonna go, oh, let me go back to the pistol because it does this. There's nothing that the pistol does that the other guns can't do better. So yeah, I'll put it in C just because it's the starter weapon. Like, you have to start with this. The minigun, you have to stumble upon that, you know. Revolver. The revolver is kind of like the DMR. They're very similar. They both 2 shot to the body, 1 shot to the head. It doesn't have the juggernaut thing to my knowledge, but the good thing about the revolver is you can fan the hammer. And to fan the hammer in this game, he shoots out 3 quick shots. And that means, since everything dies in 2 body shots, or the lighter enemies die in 2 body shots, you can fan the hammer and just immediately kill whatever thing is in front of you. So it's a very good panic button. Also, if you're really good, you can fan the hammer and get multiple kills. You can get up to 3, obviously, since they're 3 shots. So sometimes you'll be able to just headshot, and then body shot, right? That's a good scenario. And if the enemy even survives the shot in the first place, this goes for both the DMR and the revolver, it stuns them so you can grab them. I've been having a lot of fun with the revolver, I'm not gonna lie to you. The fan the hammer really just expanded the skill ceiling a little bit for me. So I've been having a lot of fun with the solo revolver, and dual revolvers aren't bad either. So I have to put it in an A. Rifle, kind of just the same assault weapon thing. The only thing with the rifle is the dual wielding the dual wielding recoil is insane. You're going to be fighting the recoil more than the enemies. I never dual wield this thing. It is just so hard to deal with. Other than that, again, it's kind of just a generic assault weapon. The shotgun, this one might get me in trouble. Okay, because people would probably say the shotgun is an S. One shot body shot. I do understand that, but bro, listen, before you tear me apart and you go, Trepang 2 is the shotgun game, okay? It's basically the Rage 2 of current year, okay? Before you say that, the thing is with the shotgun, if you have a hostage, the reload sucks, first of all. Second of all, it doesn't have the range that the other two have. You can snipe someone from down the hall with the revolver or the DMR. You can't really do that with the shotgun. You have to be up close and personal. The incendiary rounds, people love them. They knock the enemies over, they fall over, they're screaming. For me, the voice acting is a little too good on incendiary, so I don't really love using it. But sometimes I just want that one-shot blast, so I don't end up using that mod that much anyway. It's a good weapon, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel that it's as on top as a lot of people like to frame it to be. Very, very good. I feel like I'm trying to soften the blow. I'm trying to soften the blow so much because I know people are gonna go like, how? But yeah, no. Shotgun used to be on top for me too, but the more that I've played on Extreme and the more that I've played Survival, and after unlocking the gold skins, it just doesn't feel as on top as it used to, in my opinion. SMG, probably the best automatic weapon, but that doesn't put it in A. It's good. It shoots really fast. It's very nice when you know how to just aim at the general head area and you can spray multiple heads. This is a really, really common weapon. All the assault weapons are. The assault weapons tend to be the most common weapon type. After them is probably the shotgun and the revolver. But nah, it's just kind of basic. This is kind of just a thing you will use because it is there. So I'm gonna leave it there. Then we got the sword. Okay. The sword is interesting for me because the sword is a high skill ceiling weapon. It is probably the most skill based weapon in the game, in my opinion. And that is kind of, I imagine some people will put it in S. There is some quirky shit you can do with it, don't get me wrong. Like if someone is shooting you with a bolt launcher, you can go into focus, swat the thing back, and then just erase the guy. It can deflect bullets and that gives you a free grab. The thing is, you can't shoot. And that sounds obvious because it's a sword, but like sometimes you're out of focus and you need to just get out a quick shot, and the sword doesn't really have a super safe way of doing that. On Extreme and stuff, there's a good chance you'll try to run in and just get erased if you don't have cloak or something up. I don't think it's awful, but it's such a, you have to put yourself at risk pretty much every time you use it. And it's a risk that many of the other weapons don't need to take. The shotgun, you have to be close, but you don't have to be that close. The revolver and the DMR, you don't have to be that close. And the other thing is, against juggernauts and shields, this thing can't do anything. I mean, for shields, you can knock them down and then slash them, but that's, you know, that's a bit much to do. And on the higher difficulty enemies, it takes 2 slashes, which does not sound like it's that bad, but once you're in the heat of the battle and you're like, fuck, where did that guy fall down to? Then it's kind of annoying because you're wasting a bit of focus time. I'm gonna put it in A. It's either A or B. The other weapons in A are just way more straightforward. Don't get me wrong. You can get a ton of value out of the sword. You don't have to reload the sword. There's a whole lot of little stuff, but the issues that I said still stand. Also, you are never going to find the sword aside from the final level. So you have to come into the mission with this thing and be dead set on using it, because you're never going to get it back. And that's kind of corny. Like, all the other weapons on this list you can sometimes find. Some are rarer than others, but you'll be able to find them for the most part. Revolver you'll be able to find. Shotguns, enemies tend to use shotguns pretty often. DMR, probably the rarest one, but you can still find it. Sword, you're not finding it. So I'm gonna put it an A. Some may argue with me and say it's an S, but I think it's an A because of those weaknesses that it has. But with that, I guess that's my Trepang weapon tier list. I don't think people are gonna get too angry at me. The main thing I imagine is the sword and the shotgun. Crazy that those two things are right next to each other. But as always, as long as you're respectful, I would love to know what you guys think. I'm sure that there's some Trepang gods that will have some insight for me. But with that, I've been M, and I am out.